Hi boys and girls, Mrs. Castle here, and we are on part 5 of the missionary story about Richard Roe and Nard. You might remember that Nard is short for Leonard, and do you remember how Nard was going to get to high school? In an airplane. So one day it was time to go. So Nard got into the plane and the pilot said, "Ready, Nard? Here we go." Nard was terrified. He had never been in an airplane before. Well, soon they landed in the town where Nard was going to high school, and Nard settled into his routine of school. He loved school and he loved his job working on airplanes. And one day a missionary pilot said to him, "Nard, how would you like to be a pilot one day?" Nard thought, "No way, there is no way I could be a pilot and fly an airplane." But then he remembered how he prayed and gave his life to Jesus, and he told God, "God, I will do whatever you want me to do." Well, Nard began to work as a mechanic on airplanes. He began to take flying lessons, and more than anything, Nard wanted to be able to take the Bible, the good news about Jesus, to the people in his village, the Isnog people. And so he began that journey. And one day, Nard was a pilot. And it was such an exciting day. And as Nard one day flew over his village, he could see the hut in the coconut jungle where he was born. And he could see the curious villagers coming out to look up at this airplane that he was flying. And Nard had precious cargo in that airplane. And once he landed, as he was unloading, one of the village women came up and was helping and had a big box on her head. And Nard looked at her and he said, "Sister, sister." And she turned, "Brother, is that you?" It was Nard's oldest sister. And he said, "Do you know what you have on the top of your head in that box?" He said, "You have the precious Word of God, the New Testament, in our language, the Isnog language." His sister took the box off of her head. She wrapped her arms around it. She held it. She was so happy that now they were going to have the New Testament, the Word of God, in their language. Nard wondered, what if that missionary, Richard Roe, didn't come to our village? What if he came and he didn't like eating the grubs and the beetles that we ate, and he said, "This is too hard, I'm gonna go home"? Nard thanked God for sending Richard Roe to their village to translate the New Testament, the Word of God, in their language. And he thanked God for Richard Roe, and he also thanked God for making him a pilot and for saving him, forgiving his sin, for sending Jesus. And Nard thought, if I can do this, if I can become a pilot, I wonder what other boys and girls could do if they were willing to follow Jesus. We'll come back next time so we can continue to learn about Nard's life.